Hello, ladies. How are you today? Welcome to today's lesson. Today, we are going to be um, talking more about getting clarity on our business idea or nonprofit idea. And more specifically, we'll be dealing with getting clarity on your mission, your goals, and your target. So, in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 2, God speaking, and it says, Then the Lord answered me and said, Record the vision and inscribe it on tablets, that the one who reads it may run. That's an anchor verse for this lesson, ladies. Isn't that verse powerful? The people of everyone in the world out there, put a lot of emphasis on writing down your plans and your goals and all of those. But not many people know that that was God's idea. Even right from start, God told his children, he says, that's the key. Don't leave things hanging up in your head. Write it down. So today we're going to be articulating our mission, our goals, and our objective. In the last lesson, we wrote down our business idea. We didn't just have it in our head, we penned it down. Today we're going to be penning down our goals, our targets, and our mission. Yeah? Awesome. So, before I actually started building out this God's Women in Business bootcamp, I had messages bubbling up inside me, and I wanted to share with other ladies, other female entrepreneurs to inspire them. I knew there was an amazing opportunity for me to create something because there was hardly any support online that was targeted at God's women in business. I felt so passionately about it, but it felt a bit hazy and wishy-washy in my head at first. So, but one thing I did know is that I wanted to turn my idea into a success. Um, and if I wanted to do that, I need to get clear on what exactly it was I wanted to do. So, what did I do? I sat down and I decided I was going to get clear on my mission by writing it down. Um, and you're probably wondering, how did I finally, get to that point? So, here is what I did. First, I took some time out to fast and pray about it. Um, my ask from the Lord was, what purpose do you have for me, and how does this assignment fit into that purpose? So each time I went before God in prayers, I took a pen and a journal. And as God spoke to my heart, I journaled what I was hearing in my spirit. I began by thinking about the big picture for GWiB, what I wanted it to look like when it was successful. And I realized that the only way I could create a clear vision for myself is if I knew what I was and why I was doing, what I was doing and what it meant to me, right? So that was the first step I took. Now, I started to write it all out as I heard in my spirit, like I said. And one of some of the things I wrote out was this: one, I want to create something that would have a positive impact on the people that will benefit from it, the people that God will bring, to benefit from this program. The second thing I wrote down was I wanted to create something that would enable me to help other women in business like me who know the struggle and feel isolated. Another thing I wrote down was I wanted to create something that would help women fulfill their entrepreneurial assignment here on earth. Um, Another thing I wrote down was I wanted to create something that would help other ladies like me grow successful businesses that would honor God, right? For me, that was one of the central tenets of, going forward with this GWiB assignment. Um, I wanted us to build a business that transcended, geographical boundaries. I wanted us to build something that brought in several thousands and millions of dollars so we can together advance God's kingdom in these last days. So these were some of the things that I wrote down, and the list went on and on. And based on what I felt in the pit of my stomach, I could start to make out what GWiB would look like when it was successful. I knew I wanted to be able to help as many of God's ladies from around the world as possible. I knew I wanted to inspire and empower these women to succeed. I knew it was a personal development, inspiration, and accountability aspect that lit me up. So I knew that I wanted to focus on that more than the how-to side. And even though, I've spent so much time creating these lessons, like you already see, for me, the crop of this program was the accountability and peer support aspect, which I know we as ladies, we need so badly and we lack, especially within, the household of faith. So that so based on this realization, I wrote out one simple statement that summed up the GWiB program's mission and purpose. And here it is. I am going to inspire and empower as many women as possible from around the world to turn their ideas into successful businesses and impactful organizations that honor God and advance His kingdom. So once I pulled my mission together and wrote it down on paper, my ideas became tangible for the first time. With my vision clearer in my mind, I knew that all I needed to do was take little steps towards fulfilling it. And we talked about the steps I took in the first week of this program, recapping how I, went ahead and I spoke to people, and then, all that long story. You want to go back and read it if you want to get, the gist of it. But that was how I went about it. Now, did I know everything at that point? Of course not. I didn't know everything, far from it. Clarity comes from taking actions and walking in the path that matters. In fact, as I speak with you right now, I still don't know everything. But one thing I do know is the heart and soul of this program and what my assignment it was and is. And that was just enough to keep me going. And this has kept me on track so far. And if I have a decision to make, that sounds kind of, something new, all I have to do is ask myself, does this align with my mission? Will it inspire and empower women to build a successful business? Is it in alignment with, the reason why I'm running this GWiB program? If the answer is yes, then I'll consider it. If the answer is no, then sorry, I'm just going to decline. Now, the Bible tells us in Habakkuk 2:2, as I earlier said, it says, write a vision and make it plain upon tablets, that whosoever sees it will run with it. That is how powerful putting down your thoughts are on paper. So today, one of your challenge is that you would write a mission statement for your business and you would set goals for the coming weeks and months. I already created a template that would help you in this process. If you already have a mission statement for your business, this is the time to go back to the drawing board. Think about what you wrote down, think about what you're doing now, and figure out if you want to adjust that a little bit, or if it's just fine as it is. But this is an opportunity for you to do like a check to be sure that your mission statement actually reflects what what the assignment for your business is, both now and as far as your eyes can see into the future. And if you don't have any, think about it, like, follow the steps like I just did for this GWiB program, and write down something. It does not have to be perfect. It just has to be something that reflects what you're thinking and what you would like people to see. Now, how do you write a mission statement? Many companies have a brief mission statement, usually in 30 words or fewer, that explains their reason for existing and their guiding principles. Your mission statement encapsulates your purpose. That is a definitive statement about what difference you are trying to make in the world. In that single sentence, you have to answer the following questions: who you are, what you do, in terms of what product or service do you deliver, for whom, that is, who are your clients or customers, um, why, what's your business, what your customers want. That answers your why. If you cannot articulate your purpose, why should your clients do same? Right? That's just simple logic. If you do not know why you exist, tell me why your client should. Right? Now, this reminds me of a quote by Royce Pence, and he says, "It's not what you sell, it's what you stand for." And this is a very powerful quote. It is what you stand for that gives um, credence, or whatever, lack of words, to what you sell. So this is, consider the following examples from big companies we're all familiar with. Google, for example, their mission statement is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. Isn't that what they're doing? Everything you need, you find on Google. It's organized. All you need is to type in the words and it pops up, and it's universal. Everybody can access it and people find it useful. Consider Walmart, helping people save money so they can live better. Well, people say Walmart is the cheapest place to shop. Well, um, it's kind of negotiable these days, that thought, but technically that's what they stand for, right? So they try to make their prices as cheap, as competitive as possible. Southwest Airline, they say giving people the freedom to fly. Isn't that cool, right? Email consulting, which is my other consulting practice, it says helping executives develop and execute strategies so they can increase revenue and expand their impact. God's Woman in Business, this program you're on right now, to inspire and empower women from around the world to turn their ideas into successful businesses and widely impactful organizations that honor God and advance His kingdom. Look at all these examples. They're very clear who they are, what they stand for, who their customers are, the why, and things like that. So take a moment to create your own at the end of this lesson. It's very important. If you already have one, go back and look at it again and double check that it actually reflects what your assignment is on your business. Now, after you're clear on your mission, on the mission for your business or your new product or service, if you already have a business or whatever business growth means to you at the moment, um, getting a mission is not just for a new business or a new product or service or things like that. From where you are, whatever growth means to you, is it setting up a new system in your organization? Is it setting up a new structure? Is it, setting up a new policy or whatever? You need a very clear mission statement. And once you're done with that, you want to go ahead and articulate some goals and targets for that idea, product, business, startup, whatever. Now, what are goals? Goals are destinations where you want your business to be. People confuse this sometimes with activities. No, they're not activities. They're simply where you want your business to be. They may be related to your business income, structural expansion, or even business launch. Um, I always recommend that business owners work with no more than two goals at any given time. Personally, I prefer one goal at any given time. When you've accomplished that goal, then you can move on to get some more. You can build more goals as you get more hands, but if you're like a single business owner, like a one man business owner, well, it's just you and you have 24 hours just like every other person to push those goals forward and to do many other things. So it just makes the most sense to work with one goal at a time. But again, if you have more hands, why not? Have more than one goals. But also for planning purpose, it helps to work with one goal. So you can plan it out and follow it through till you are able to accomplish it and you can check the box. There is such a wonderful feeling with checking the box, ladies. I don't know about you, but anytime I write my goals down on paper and then I'm able to go back and check it, oh, it feels so good. So again, goals are destinations where you want your business to be. Consider the following examples of goals. One, to have a healthy, successful company that is the leader in customer service and that has loyal customer following. That's a goal. It could be around opening a second location, open your business by December 1, 2019. Well, that's because we're in 2019 when I'm shooting this video. Double your business revenue by the end of the year. Achieve, if you're a nonprofit, achieve annual donor funded program budget of $100,000 by end of the first year. It could be things like that. No hard and fast rule. It's about where you are right now in your business and what the next level looks like to you, right? We're all at different levels or phases in our journeys. And for you, where you're sitting, what does growth mean to you right now? You are going to be setting a goal for that. And you're not going to set a goal for 1 year or 2 years. You're going to set a goal for the next max 8 weeks. And you want to, by the end of 8 weeks, check that box and then set another goal, right? Awesome. So these are examples that you can, take a leaf from when you're developing your own goals. And what are targets? Targets are sometimes used interchangeably with the word objectives. Targets are simply milestones or progress markers along the way to accomplishing your goals. They are typically more specific than goals. They can be accomplished in a relatively shorter time. They are measurable and they are time bound. Like that's why they are targets, like the word imply, target, right? So again, they are time bound. You can measure them and you can accomplish them in a very short time. As a matter of fact, they can be accomplished in as short as days or hours or even weeks. So you don't want targets of 1 year, things like that. Well, big companies set those types of target, but right now you're either a startup or you're a relatively small company. So you want to set targets that are you can accomplish in a relatively short time. So that's something you want to bear in mind as you create your own at the end of this lesson. For example, it could be generate $250,000 in revenue within the first year. Obtain at least 3 paying clients in the second month of the Women in Business Bootcamp program. Obtain all legal documents for my business by October 15, 2019. Obtain $2,000 in grants, $20,000 in grants funding by the end of the first year. Increase my gifts donor base by 100 by the end of the second quarter. I mean, you can see they're very specific, they're time bound. You can really measure them. So at the end of the second quarter, for that example, if you've not had at least 100 people in your gift donor based, then you can as well say, oh well, I met my target or I did not meet my target, right? Targets are very important because they keep you on track and they help you to stay focused. You don't just keep jumping around or just going, moving the motions and going by the wheel and just riding the wheel and just going. You know what you're moving towards, you know where you're headed, you know that everything you're doing every day, every hour, you're moving towards accomplishing something very specific. So what's important to note is that targets are milestones on your journey towards achieving your goals. This means that they cannot be entirely different than your goals. Instead, they must contribute to accomplishing your goals. I mean, you can have a goal pointing towards one direction and targets heading towards the next another direction. Your targets could be activity based or milestone based. But what's important is that they will make tangible contributions towards accomplishing the goals that you have set for your business within the timeline. So, for example, if you set a goal to acquire 500 paying clients by the end of this GWiB bootcamp, your targets will be, for example, have a website set up by week 1, create and share 20 blogs by week 4, visit and share your business information with at least 10 businesses that could potentially provide referrals to your business by week 3, identify, sign up for, and attend 5 networking events in your community by week 6, and it goes on and on. So, again, your challenge today is threefold. 1, articulate or revise your mission statement as needed. 2, set at least one goal for your business within the next 8 to 10 weeks, actually 6 to 8 weeks, because we're in the second week right now of this boot camp. I want you to set at least one goal, something that you want to tell yourself that in the next 8 weeks, this is what I would have accomplished in my business. And then you are going to set targets, weekly targets, things that you're going to accomplish every week towards that would lead on to accomplishing the goal you have set already. So those are the your three challenge for today's lesson. And I have put together some worksheets that could help you, help guide you in this process. You can use it, or if you have other worksheets or whatever that works better for you, that's fine. But these ones can help, guide you in the right direction, or point you in the right direction, I mean to say. And I hope they work for you. So when you have done that, then you can come find me in the next lesson. And this is bye for now.